Hey, my people, happy Tuesday to you. Right, not going to keep up the singing, but it's me, David Daniels, the Shy Man, aka the Quiet Achiever. Just mucking around those kind of taglines. But anyway, the reason I'm on this live tonight, I apologise. Trying to get this lighting right. There we go. Right, reason I'm on tonight, my kind of header for tonight is about goal setting. I've got kind of mixed feelings about goal setting. Back in my early 20s, when I was introduced to different books on personal development, just trying to get better myself as such, a lot was talked about goal setting goals on a regular basis. So, month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, and being the kind of person I am, I'm very particular, very meticulous. So when they were telling me to write these goals down, I was writing them down and writing them down, and I found that I wasn't really achieving them. I found it quite, I don't know, it just didn't resonate with me. So the last few years, and for me, kind of Christmas time, obviously now is very important being a Christian. Hey Natasha, how you doing? Um, but Christmas, yeah, obviously being the birth of Jesus Christ, but also for me, it's a time of reflection on the year gone past and moving on to the year ahead. So I was very much used to, I'm fine, Natasha, how are you? I was used to having that time off, not working, and just enjoying it with family and reflecting. But nowadays, working wise, I tend to have to work some of it. So for me, and that's what I've set my goals for next year. For the last few years, I've been trying not to set too many goals, a few purposeful goals, and just kind of reflecting on them. I have it on my phone, so I try and reflect them on a regular basis, and try not to get too. Hey John, how you doing, man? I'm glad to hear it, Natasha. I'm glad to hear you okay. Trying to reflect on them and just use them as a guide rather than get set up on all the detail. I've stopped doing 5 year goals. I've stopped doing 10 year goals. I have things, I have visions in my head that I write down, but I don't want to get too hung up on that. And I come across this saying: a goal is a dream with a deadline, and I kind of like that. Because goals for me were very much, this is what you want to achieve, but thinking about it as a dream, as a vision, and they're just putting a date on it. And for me, I'm taking that as what are the things that I want to do in my life? What kind of legacy do I want to leave? What kind of things I want my children to say? Oh, my dad did this, or my dad tried to do this. My dad tried to change the world in this way, or my brother tried to change this, or my son tried to do this, and just putting a date on it, and not getting too hung up if I don't meet it or whatever. It's a dream, it's a vision I have. So I'm kind of taking that on board and looking at it that way. Different people will tell you different things. Some people will say, if you don't write the goal, people who write their goals achieve them. Some people say have 5 year, 10 year goals. I'm not discounting that at all. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm saying this is what works for me. I've tried that stuff, and with my personality the way I am, I haven't found it's worked for me. So I'm kind of taking this approach now of what the things that I want to achieve in my life. One example is I'm big on education, not in the state general system GCSEs, but teaching soft skills, teaching financial literacy, teaching how public speaking, how mindset, how to dream, your attitude, coaching, mentoring, all those kind of things, which as far as I know are not on the curriculum. And there's people making moves with their own organisations doing this. One guy in particular I've come across the last few weeks, Julian Hall. He's running the Ultra Kids, which is teaching entrepreneurship to people, I think, year 6 and above. Forgive me if I got that wrong, Julian. So there's people already making moves in this. So and at some point I will do something. I'm not sure how it's going to look like yet. I've got a few ideas. But it's definitely, so maybe just putting a date on that, maybe putting that 2 years. And if I don't reach it in 2 years, then so what? I may have made more progress in those 2 years if I hadn't set a date. I think, and what Napoleon Hill's trying to say, by putting a date in it, it comes up as a bit of realism to that. It's kind of like saying, okay, I've got this dream, rather than it just being a dream, how I'm going to do it. Like a footballer, all strikers want to score goals, and there's a number of ways they can score a goal. You can score with your head, you can score with your foot, left foot, right foot. Um, but when they're in and in a particular position in the match, and they're thinking about how they're going to score, then they visualize how they're going to do it. And sometimes they miss. Sometimes the goal they'll score, but it's not the way that they wanted to score. They visualized it. So just I think putting a date on it just kind of adds a bit of realism. Kind of gets you thinking about, okay, how am I going to do this? Let's try and achieve this thing. So for me, that quote by Napoleon Hill, and he wrote a book, Think Rich, Grow Rich, which is a really really old book in terms of when it was written, but so much value. I just took that quote I heard from someone else, and I'm going to start to adopt that. So for me, that's working. So I wanted to share this with you guys for those who don't maybe think about goal setting, or people who perhaps got dreams, and people have told them set goals, set goals. Just thinking of it exactly, Natasha. Natasha says your mind remains focused on that date, and I think in the past, I think I probably got too hung up. I mean, I compare it to the business world. The business world, they set, especially public companies, about how much profit they want to make, what's their targets for this year, and when the results come out, and sometimes if they don't hit those targets, the share price may go down. Sometimes they do hit those targets, and the share price still goes down, and I can never understand that. But it's all about confidence, or perhaps the market was expecting them to do greater than what they had. Um, and I always kind of thought of it that way. Well, what if I don't hit these goals? Doesn't mean I've failed, or if I keep trying to set these goals, have I been too unrealistic? Um, so that kind of put me off. Like I said, setting the 5 year, the 10 year goals and stuff like that, mapping out my life as such. For me, and I did a video on this: past, present, and future. I want to remain as much as in the present as possible. Um, Learn from the past, have an eye in the future, but stay in the present. Stay in the present lane. And for me personally, setting the 5 year, the 10 year goals, putting it down in paper. I want to do this very specific. For me at the moment, doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't work with me. I think it's good, especially now I've got children. Where do I want my children to be, or what opportunities do I want my children to have, and how can I put things in place in terms of finances as well? Like I say, as being a father, I've got responsibility for my children to make sure I can give them, if they want to go to university and stuff, that the funds are there if they need it. If they need it, also I want them to work towards it. So I don't want to give them nothing on a plate as such, because that sets a different mindset. But what can I do? What steps can I put in place now in terms of finances? What money can I put away on a regular basis to perhaps give them that opportunity, give the opportunities that I didn't have? So that's another reason why putting a date on things causes your mind, like Natasha said, your mind starts to work. It has that date in mind, so things start to happen, doors start to open because of that. So anyway, it's all good, sounds good in theory, but what's my goal? And I want to share something with you guys. Basically, a lot of you know I've recently tried to make, or started to make, moves in the public speaking world. I describe it as baby steps. So I've came across a guy called Warren Ryan running the Fearless Speaking Academy. I've recently been on a 4 week webinar program for speakers who want to basically launch themselves into the public speaking world, full time, full on, make some noise about themselves. Hey, this is me. This is what I'm talking about. For me, going on that journey, I found myself not being in that position yet. I don't even know if I want to be in that position where I'm launching myself to be a full-time speaker. I've got a full-time job. I've got a family. I don't believe I've been called to just quit my job, or just sacrifice spending time with my family to do that. So I've started doing, and that's the thing about setting a goal. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I came into it, and what the program's designed for, I haven't reached that. But what I've started doing is starting doing the Facebook Lives 5 days a week. So I've already made progress. Maybe not the end goal that was originally set, but if I hadn't joined that program, I would not be speaking to you right now. So that's progress. So in one sense, myself 10 years ago, I would probably beat myself up as I haven't been. And I nearly left the program. It was the support of Warren and a few other speakers who are on the same journey, saying, look, do what you're doing right now. Cheers, John. He says, I'm doing it now, bruv. Thank you. I wouldn't be doing this Facebook Live. For now, for me, I've kind of found my lane. I found a way to fit these in. People have commented it and said this is... had one guy who's taking notes, do you know what I mean? And I've had no public speaking experience. I don't have any notes. I'm just speaking on things. Perhaps for me, being a shy person, I kind of feel like now I've found my voice as such, and there's a lot of things that have been inside me, things that I've learned, maybe perhaps what I was called failures, but it's all been learned experience, and now I'm sharing that with you. I'm just now, my creativity, I've never seen myself as being creative. My juices are just exploding. I've just got a list of things, of subjects to talk about, and then there's new things or things that I see, posts I see, are just inspire me just to talk. This thing I'm talking to you about today, I think it was this morning, I heard this quote and just set my mind going. But yeah, anyway, I really wanted to speak to you guys about this tonight. So basically, I've done this public speaking webinar with about 19 other speakers. Natasha's one of them. That's how we've connected, and she's brilliant. Catch her videos. She just speaks from the heart. She's a Christian like myself, and everything she's done is rooted in the Bible. So yeah, check her out. Talking about real life stuff as well, real life topics. And yeah, so I've recently come off that webinar. I've connected with 3 or 4 speakers on a one-to-one basis through that, and there's little things that are happening. But for me, my lane at the moment is doing the Facebook Lives. At the next thing for me is probably to set up a YouTube video, because not everyone I'm speaking to, like I know personally, is on social media, is on Facebook. So the next thing for me is to do the YouTube channel, get all the Facebook Live videos on there, connect with these people, and perhaps reach other people. And then who knows what will happen from there. I've been invited to do a podcast by Utam. He does straight from the heart videos. He's been part of the same program. He's gone on, and he's if he's not already, he's going to be a full-time speaker very, very soon. And I admire him for that. But we're on different journeys, but we can collaborate. So he's asked me, came out totally out of the blue, to be on. He's just started a podcast. He's asked me to be on the podcast. So at some point, we've got to make that phone call, and yeah, hook it up. And who knows what will come out of that. Another speaker, Dan Rice, we were just having a conversation on Messenger. It seems like we're very similar in our backgrounds, and we've talked about maybe doing something together. And some of these things will just happen. As I said to him, he's busy, I'm busy doing my thing, we have our own challenges, and I said to him, let's connect in a few months or so, see what's happening. If something happens before then, coincidence or whatever you want to call it, then let's have a discussion at that point. So there's little things, little seeds there that may come to fruition in the future, may not. For me, in the moment, I'm just doing the Facebook Lives. Whatever come with that, I've got other goals and things that I want to achieve, and the public speaking will just complement itself. We'll find a way, I'm sure. Who knows? But anyway, there was a webinar tonight with Warren Ryan. He's kind of taken. So we were the first kind of group of people who took through this program, and now he's taking the second lot. Starting tonight. But before I did that, he had a guy called Joel Brown. I hadn't heard of him before, but he's very big in the self-development world. He set up a website, Addicted to Success, where he's interviewed a lot of the top well-known names. He did a webinar with him tonight, and Joel Brown is going to be speaking at an event on the 10th of December. This is an event that Warren has set up. It's a self-development event of the year. A lot of top people in the self-development industry are gonna be there. And for those, I don't know what self-development, maybe I need to do Facebook Live on it. Self-development means different things to different people. A lot of it's positive. There's some negative as well. And for those who may have had the best experience, all I would want to say is that the self-development industry, whatever you want to call it, there's place for everyone in that industry. For me, I'm a shy man. I'm an introverted person. I've learned how to overcome the shyness, but still I'm introverted. I'm a Christian as well, and there's space. I'm not, like I say, I'm not the polished product. I haven't been on any public speaking courses whatsoever, But there's room for me in the industry. There's room for me, whether it be full-time speaker or just doing my little Facebook lives. There's room for me, and I've learned there's value, and there's people I've spoken to one-on-one about my Facebook live videos, and they've just said, I've talked about how shy I used to be when I used to see someone on the same side of the road and I didn't feel confident to speak to them. I'll cross over the other side of the road. That's how insecure I was. And I've spoken to 2 or 3 people who said, me too, me too, me too. So I believe there's people who have had the same frustrations, the same struggles that I have had. And the more people I'm speaking to, the more people I'm just saying, me too, me too, me too. Evening, Nana, how you doing? Nana is just making a lot of noise in a good sense of the world about disability, the stigma around disability to some people. Nana, I can't remember that term you used the other day. It was a great term about flipping the word disability. But yeah, people check Nana out. He's making a lot of noise in a good sense, and like I said, who knows? Maybe me and Nana will connect in the future. I don't know. I'm not. It's just sometimes these things will just happen. Ooh, under pressure. My daughter's just joined. All right, I better make this good. I better step it up. So anyway, hey Dee Dee. No, look, you throw me off course now. Anyway, yeah, the self-development event of the year. Warren Ryan has set this up for a lot of the top people in the self-development industry. 10th of December, it's going to be in the Hilton in Edgware. And based on the webinar, he did an interview with, I'll check out your video afterwards, Nana. This Joel Brown. Joel Brown's going to be, apparently he's going to be one of the speakers at this event. There's going to be a ceremony, award ceremony, and there's going to be all sorts. It's going to be like as Warren says, it's going to be like a concert. It's just going to be a lot of good energy, networking. Sounds like it's just going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be in London. I'm in Ipswich at the moment, but I'm from London. It's on a Saturday, one of the few days I can make, so I'm going to be there. And leading up to tonight's webinar, he's been dropping things about there may be opportunities for people who've been on this journey, the Speakers Express webinar, to maybe speak. And today he actually gave more details on it. And basically what he said is there's going to be five slots for everyone who's been on his coaching through the webinar, mentorship, etc., to speak on the same stage as these well-known people in the personal development industry. And this event is going to have 1,200 people at this event. All right, and he's basically said there's 5 people that are going to when you call it ordinary people, less well-known people, not in a derogatory sense, that are going to be able to share the stage as this same people. And I'm thinking to myself, I want to do that. How surreal for me, for a person who's been shy, avoiding people, crossing over the other side of the road. I want to be on that stage. Just, it doesn't matter. Obviously, I've got to add something of value. I've got to say something. But just for me to have that opportunity to speak on the stage, it would just, for me, will show how far I've come. And if I did nothing else, even for me doing this videos, it's already saying how much my journey has come. To do something which is the second most feared thing in the world. The first thing is death. The second thing is public speaking. Sorry, my light is going a bit dodge. Brother Leo, how you doing, sir? Yeah, for me to be on that stage, to have my name there. Thank you, Dee Dee. Go for it, Dad. To have my name in the same spotlight, and the way I kind of visualize it is like I've gone from no public speaking or ever to speaking in front of, doing Facebook Lives, to speaking in front of 1,200 people, not to big myself up, but to show other people, to show other shy people, look, this is what you can do. You can do better than this. You can do, you know what I mean? Just to show people and to show myself kind of a reaffirmation. Yeah, I can do this. I've got value to add. I've got space in this world that I can add value. But basically, what he said is, yeah, to get those five slots, um, obviously there's promotion for the event. Tickets are going to be sold from different prices. I think the cheapest is early bird is about £20, so not a lot of money at all the way up to a few £100. Obviously, the more you pay, the more you get in terms of seating and access to the speakers. He said the first five people to sell 99 tickets by I think it's October the 20th will be on that stage. Um, I want to be on that stage, and my old self, the stuff that I'm unlearning would be like, okay, my wife's on the phone. My wife's on the phone. My wife is joining as well. More pressure. No. Anyway, my wife is at a barbecue. She should be. Anyway, yeah, I want to be on. I want to be on that stage. I believe I can add value on that stage. Um, from where I've come from, and not having that public speaking experience, not being that polished article, just speaking from my heart and from, yeah, from my background of where I come from. And yeah, the old self is, I would have waited for all the details. I've already asked Warren, or how do I do it? What's the details? Blah, blah, blah. Where's the link? Blah, blah, blah. All of that. I haven't got any of that. I haven't got any of that. I'm just going with it. So I want, I want to sell 99 tickets, or 99 minimum 99 tickets to this event. I want all the people who know me, who are connected with me, to not just support me in that, because you'll add value, you would get value from it as well, but to um, yeah, just to buy the tickets, come down on the 10th of December, come watch me speak, come hear my story. I've shared little bits and pieces, the kind of stuff I've been doing on the Facebook Live have kind of been generic, like general subjects, like edification challenge and that. I've kind of, on purpose as such, I suppose, kind of held back a little bit about my story, um, because yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get a subject to speak to, but that's probably the first time I actually share my story in full, and it's going to be a journey, because there's little things like that thing about me crossing the road and the other side of the street. I kind of, when you're in life, and I kind of forget things like that. So for me, preparing that talk or what have you, will cause me to revisit how I used to be, how I used to feel. So it's going to be emotional for me, and yeah, I want to be on that stage. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm setting the goal. I want to sell 99 tickets, minimum 99 tickets by the 20th of October. I want my spot. Then just put in context, there's 20 other people, 20 other speakers. A lot of them are already speakers, coaches. A lot of them already got established networks, more Facebook friends, more social media accounts than me. I don't care about that. I'm saying it in an arrogant way. I want to be there. I need your support. Obviously, I need to put things in place myself, but I'm going to do everything I can to get those 99 tickets sold, so I can be on that stage in December with 1,200 people, to sharing the stage with a lot of these names haven't been apparently. He's mentioned a few names. I don't know if I can share that right now, so I'm not. But he did mention a few names. One of them's a well-known musician in the R&B world, hip-hop world, English, very well-known person. I want to be on that stage. I feel I've got something to share, and that's kind of for me. I did a video about it before. Like, there's people you look up to, but sometimes you put them on a pedestal. You put them like in almost like a godlike status. But at the end of the day, they're just a human being, just like you. They go to the toilet the same way you do, etc., etc. So I believe you can have a respect for those people, but have respect for yourself. You've got just as much value as that next person. If you're happy to speak in a person, it's not about going, you're so amazing, whatever. Have a conversation. I respect what you do, and have a conversation, one-on-one, human being. You're just as valuable as that next person. Just because their achievements are well recognised and what have you, doesn't mean they're any better than you. So I feel, and this is the question I'm asking myself: why shouldn't I be on that stage? Why not? What's so who's to say I can't say the stage with these well-known, well-experienced, well-paid speakers? Who's to say I can't be on that stage? Why not me? And ask yourself that question in anything you want to achieve, whether it's to be a sportsman, whether it's to be a doctor, and you feel you don't have what it takes. Just ask yourself, why not you? Who's to say you can't do it? Why would God stop me from being on that stage. It wouldn't be because he doesn't believe in me. It might be because that's not what he wants me to do. But why not me? I can give value. I can be of use. So I want to be on that stage. I want to sell those 99 tickets. And for me, if I achieve that goal, that'd be a massive thing. Even if I did it and then he turned around and said, "Oh, I was only joking," or whatever. Just the fact I've actually achieved that dream, a dream with a date on it. That'd be a massive thing for me. I've worked in sales before, and you can put two and two together. Sales and being shy, introverted don't really go on its outlook. I kind of not fell into sales. An opportunity came up. I was in my comfort zone. It was an opportunity for me to come out of my comfort zone, and I did. And I had some success, but I struggled. And anytime I've been in sales, I've always struggled in that. I'm uncomfortable with that whole trying to sell to people. And I know there's different techniques, what have you. But any kind of time, usually people say, "I'll try and sell 99 tickets." I'll be like, okay, I'll try and do what I can. But this time, yeah, this time I'm going for it. So people, if you want to find out more, it's a self-development event, networking event, feel-good event, whatever you want to call it. December the 10th, Saturday, December the 10th. It's in the Hilton in Edgware, I believe. I think they've got capacity for at least, I think they've got possibly more, but I know the numbers are talking of 1,200 people. Pretty much an all-day event. Tickets are £99. Not tickets are not £99. Sorry, tickets start from about £20. If you want to find out more, spread this message, please. I'm going to be doing a lot more. Off of the back of this, I said I was thinking about doing my YouTube channel. I'm going to do that tonight because I want to reach another audience. I want them to come along. I want to be there. I want to be there. I feel not I deserve. I feel why shouldn't I be there? And such. What's any more special about the 19 other speakers I was doing this program with, all the hundreds of other people that Warren Ryan has coached, whatever. I feel I've got something to share. I feel I've got something of value. For me, to go to not speaking to anyone, or trying to avoid as many people, to speak in front of 1,200 people on my first speaking. This is the way I visualize it. It might not be that way. It sounds kind of cool as well. It's kind of like a movie. He goes from nothing to speaking to 1,200 people on his first gig. Yeah. That's how I'm seeing it in my mind. That'd be a massive thing for me. Something I can say to my children: look, this is what your dad done. This is what your brother done. This is what your mum. This is what your son done. And just wow. Maybe my kids will come down and watch it. I don't know. And maybe record it. I don't know. That could be a kind of a legacy, if nothing else. I really want to be there. I don't really know how I'm going to do it. It's not going to be pushy, sales, whatever. But we'll be. I don't have the plan yet, and my old self, my normal self, will be like, I need all the details, how, when, where, this. I don't know. I'm doing this off the back of the webinar a few hours ago. I'm going to set up the YouTube channel before I go to bed tonight, get it done, and who knows how the rest will look. But yeah, if anyone wants to find out more, please get in touch with me, text, search, whatever, write me a letter if you want, old-fashioned letter. I feel people will get value of it. It's a two-way thing. I need your help. I need your support. Put in black and white, I need you to buy the ticket so I can hit this goal and get myself on that slot. There's other things available to the next. We've got the next 5 slots for a panel, but I want to be on that stage. I feel I want to be on that stage. So yeah, that's it really. Hear more from me on this. I'll continue doing my regular stuff. Hopefully I can get the YouTube channel up tonight, so I'll share that with you. Share that with people who don't use Facebook, and let's see what happens. And know that you'll hear. Yeah, I'll probably have to do another video, let you know how I get on. But that's my goal. That's my dream. The date is the 10th of December. The date to sell 99 tickets is the 20th of October. That's my dream. That's my goal. a dream with a date on it. And on that, I'm going to love you and leave you. Let's see what happens. Thank you, everyone that's joined. Thank you for all the comments. I love you all. You've all touched my lives in a different way and continue to. And let's see what happens.